Hello, everyone. Mandevu here, and we're back once again with The Long Dark. I know the last episode didn't exactly end on a positive note, not just because I died, but because I was kind of in a bad mood about it. So apparently, all the issues I was having with my Jurassic World tournament, Jurassic World Evolution tournament that I was having, seem to have been fixed. I haven't had any issues with XSplit versus the software since. So that was kind of the thing I was bummed about, because it was working at first and I thought everything was okay, and then it stopped working. So that was always kind of in the back of my mind during those last few episodes, and that's why when I died I was all grumpy and, rarg. So that happened. And it's still a possibility that it might happen again. But like I said, in that series I've got kind of a backup for that. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go back into survival mode again. And I've already got kind of a game that I've been playing around with loosely. Because I was playing on custom mode, and I think this might be a fun thing to play with. Now, I am going to go and delete this one, purely because there was enough about it. Good grief, this music is loud. I should have waited until the music was over before I started recording. Oh well. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But the reason I decided I've deleted that one is because when you tweak some of the things in custom mode, certain things can be too easy. And while I don't necessarily mind easy games, anytime I get a new game, I usually start on easy so I can learn it. But I still want that challenge, and that's one of the things that drew me to The Long Dark was, the challenge. How long can you survive? So we are going to do custom. Good grief, this song is loud. Hold up. Hold up just a moment. This is really freaking loud. Let's just kill the music. There we go. We're just going to kill the music. Good grief, that was loud. We're going to kill the music for right now. I think we might just do that throughout the playthrough because that was really loud. But yes, we are going to go and play with some custom features because I did some stuff and kind of liked some aspects, didn't like others. So we're gonna go into custom and kind of make our own little thing. And then I know it's been bad luck before, but I'm going to click random map again. I've been given terrible luck with it. But I'm going to try it again because reasons. So, baseline resource availability is low. I want to start with that. I do like to start at dawn with clear weather because that gives us at least enough to be like, okay, where am I? And that way I'm not immediately dying like it was in the beginning of this season. Which I guess now that I've gotten almost 50 episodes in, this should probably technically be like season 3. Plus I think I have more episodes in season 2 than I did in season 1. So yeah, we'll call this season 3. And I know I've gained a new viewer, so welcome aboard. So one thing I like about custom mode is it kind of shows you all the different little things that each bit does. Now sometimes I had to read over these multiple times before I understood them. But some of them are pretty self-explanatory. Like your baseline resource availability low. You want that low to start off with because, oh excuse me, that was a burp. Because if you start off with tons of resources, you're setting yourself up for a little too much success in a survival game, I think. So we're starting off with the baseline of low. See, when set to low, certain items not allowed in interloper experience mode will not spawn, such as hatchets or knives. The presence of rifles in the world is not affected by this setting. So wait, when set to low... Okay, so you see that, never mind, not all of them are self-explanatory, so we're going to go medium, purely so that we can have things like hatchets and knives, because I want those to be a thing. And I don't know if I'm going to wind up doing something to the point where it's, considered interloper experience, and I'm like, no. So, but we're still go with dawn, clear. We'll allow for indoor spawns to see what it gives us since I'm going random. I want to keep the survival monologue because that can be useful. Length of day multiplier is fine. Weather variability. Let's go medium on this one. I think, yeah, you can get it all the way up to very high. So we're going to go medium on this one. Blizzard frequency. We'll go medium. The world gets colder over time. I'm going to leave that one off. I'll keep the wind variability on. We'll put that one on medium. Aurora frequency. I'm putting this one on medium because it's just an interesting mechanic, and I want to see more auroras. I mean, I've already kind of done I haven't, at the time that I'm recording this, I have not yet uploaded my, this is what I found out about bears versus wolves in the Aurora video. But, and it won't be called that. But, it's just kind of an interesting mechanic and I enjoy it, so I'm going to keep that. Fire overcomes ambient air temperature. Yes, because if you're directly next to a fire, that is kind of what happens. Unless it's really freaking windy. Alright, so calorie burn rate, low, thirst rate. Let's see. How high can this go? Oh, geez. So you can just up and, like, you sit up in the morning and, you know, you just die of starvation. So we're going to keep these, we're going to keep calories and thirst on low. Keep fatigue on low. Freezing rate. I want to keep that one on low, too. Let me see. Maybe what we'll do. I'll have a medium calorie burn. I definitely want to keep freezing rate on low because that's just obnoxious. Oh, well. No, let's go medium. We'll go medium on that one. So it's going to keep thirst and fatigue low. We'll keep the freezing rate on medium. At-rest condition recovery rate. Why would there be a none? Let's put that on low. Condition recovery rate. Low. Okay, well, if you're at rest, like if you're resting, I think that should be a little higher because that just makes sense. You know, I mean, you can have like the nastiest flu and a nap will still make you feel better. So to me, that makes sense. All right, hypothermia recovery time. We'll keep that low to make things interesting. Frostbite, we want frostbite, but we're going to put it on low because, ouch. Cabin fever, yes, because we didn't play with that before. Intestinal parasites comes from eating certain types of meat. Now, in our last playthroughs, we've had, you know, times where I know that I would have had intestinal parasites, but because of the difficulty level I was playing on, they didn't pop up on their own. So we're going to go ahead and add these in for variety. Dysentery. This is from drinking non-potable water. We don't do that. I would have to be super desperate to do that. So yes, we're going to add that in. Yes, you can get sprains. Yes, you can get food poisoning. Low condition food items. See, I thought this was just things like wolf meat or rancid meat or like moldy meat. But now apparently it's just low condition. So like if it's not like a certain lower percentage, you're going to get that food poisoning. We'll add broken ribs. Rest as a resource. With this turned on, you will wake up when fully rested, which limits your ability to recover condition and makes the game more challenging. Rest as a resource. That sounds... Well, then what's the point of... what's the point of the at-rest recovery rate if there's rest as a resource? Like, I feel like if I put this on, it's just going to undo what we've already done, so I'm just going to leave that as is. Fires prevent freezing. Yes. Because, like, even when... Like, even though I know you can still freeze and be directly next to a fire, that's factually a thing. For video game purposes, I think that's just a little bit more annoying. Yes, of course, Mondevu. It's much more annoying than death. But you, as a gamer, there's certain things I'm sitting here going, let's not go super realistic, because then I could just step outside and do that. Sorry, drinking my Gatorade. I don't know why I'm so energetic all of a sudden. Because it's like almost 2 in the morning starting this recording. And it's not like I didn't get up earlier than usual today. So I'm like weirdly energetic. And I've been bummed out the last few days too. So for me to be this energetic, I'm kind of surprised. Alright, so wake player up when freezing near a fire. Yes, because that was... Well... No. Because that could be an interesting mechanic. Note the setting only applies when resting near a fire. Oh, of course. It says when near a fire. So we'll leave that. Okay. And as you can see, this goes into like a lot of stuff. So, alright, we've gotten game start, environment, health. We're going to go down to gear. Item decay rate. I want this to be low because items are useful. Now, I know using certain things would definitely decay them quicker. Like using... Oh, excuse me. For example, using... I'd imagine a hatchet might go bad before, like, a hunting knife, because a hatchet we use very often, but a hunting knife we tend to use in more specific situations. So that might, not decay as fast. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this on low. Loose item availability. Modifies the amount of gear that spawns outside of containers. Low chance reduces the amount of gear you find in the world. We'll put this at... Gosh, I want to be careful here, because I think gear also might affect, like, food. And in my last custom, I had this on medium, and I was finding way too much food. Like, I was finding so much food that when I set up in the gas station, I had nowhere to put everything. I was like, what do I even do? So I'm going to come back to this one. Empty chance container modifier. Even with such an on, there's still a chance of some containers being empty. Let's see. Modifies the chance of certain containers being empty. We'll put this on medium. Stick, branch, and stone respawn frequency. This stuff happens in the world regardless. I'll stick this on medium. I haven't gone anything with high, but that seemed like since this is something we would gain, it would kind of be cheating to put it on high. Even though my whole thing is, it's not really cheating if it's an in-game mechanic. Excuse me. I don't have to enter a cheat code. I'm not hacking. Technically not cheating. Certainly not by my definitions. But too easy is I guess what I'm looking for. Starting gear allocation. Affects the quality and amount of gear you start. Okay, I'm good with low. Can you start with none? No. That would be hilarious if you could just start butt naked in the snow. Rifle availability. Yes. Harvestable plant availability. We can go low with that because it's winter. Reduce container item density. Modifies the amount of gear you find in each container that is not empty. I need a little more clarification on that, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay, wildlife spawns. We could have a chance for no wildlife to spawn. But where is the fun in that? That's boring as frig. That's something you do if you want to set everything at, like, super easy mode and just explore the maps. Like, you don't want to have to struggle. You set all the weather off. You set all the variables off. You set everything to max yourself out on, like, food and health. And then you just kill the wildlife so you can explore. No. I will do that on my own time. I want fish to spawn. Fish, I'm sorry. Even in winter, there's a lot of fish. So we're going to have this fish chance to be high. Wolves on medium. Deer on medium. Rabbits on high because they freaking... not... I don't know if I want very high. Part of me wants very high if for no other reason than we know that rabbits breed like a mofo. Like, they breed so freaking fast. Anyone who's ever had a pet rodent of any kind will know this. I will forever be the one that argues that rabbits have nothing on gerbils. Oh my goodness. I had a couple of pet gerbils. Yeah. It started out as a couple of pet gerbils, and then it became like 10 cages worth of gerbils. And these weren't just like cages. These were like 10-gallon fish tanks of gerbils. Not with the water, mind you, but still. So yeah, bear spawn chance. Let's put them on medium. And I haven't seen a moose. I'm going to put them on medium. Time for wildlife to respawn. We're not going to reduce the population over time. That would just be obnoxious. Because then this would defeat the point of trying to find a moose. I'll come back to that one. Wolf spawn distance. I don't think I want them spawning close. Let's do medium. Predator grace period. No predators in the first 24 hours of your game, allowing you time to establish yourself. Since we're going medium with some of these, and some of these are extremely dangerous animals, I'm going to say yes. There was one up here that I skipped, wasn't there? Starting gear allocation. No? I've already forgotten what it was. That's bad. Let's say, because, yeah, it wasn't in here. No, it had to have been down here somewhere. Item decay rate, loose item availability. Yeah, this was the one. It was loose item availability. See, I don't know what they can consider gear. I don't know if gear is considered part of food or not. We're spending way too much time on this menu screen, by the way. Oh well, that's okay. This is the start of season 3, so because I died in season 2 like 5 times. I think it might have been 4, but still, I died too many times, and I got cocky with that freaking arrow. So, but at least I finally got it, and I know it works on wolves. And one of my friends that watches did a little bit of digging and said that apparently if I had just waited long enough, that bear would have died. I would have had to have waited like a day. Excuse me. Oof, or 2. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this on medium. And if this winds up being too much food, then I will find a way to... If we get too much food, I'll find a way to, like, kill myself in the game. and then we'll come back and we'll reset this. I'll just watch this video again so I know what settings we have, and then I'll just put this one on low. So there we go. All right, so wild. Oh wait, yeah, predator grace period. Wolves. Yeah, medium is fine. Wildlife smell range. Let's put that on medium because that makes it more interesting. Scent increase from meat and blood. Actually, if I do this on low and this on medium, passive wildlife, no. And here's the ones. Wolf fear. Excuse me, my allergies are kicking in. Affects the chance that wolves will flee from you during an encounter, including when using flares, torches, or stones. Setting passive wildlife DS will override this. So if there's no wolf fear, that means they might not flee from us during an encounter. So I'm gonna put this on. We don't have we don't have this reaction from any other piece of wildlife. But to be fair, the other two animals are quite dangerous actually. So we'll put this on medium because I imagine getting close when it comes time that we want to hunt a wolf, it might be a little more difficult. So wildlife detection range, we'll put that at medium. Yeah, we'll put that at medium. Okay, struggle bonus. Even when set to high, there's still a chance it modifies how effectively you fight back during a struggle. We're going to temporary set that to medium. Struggle damage modifier affects the amount of conditional damage you receive during a struggle. Clothing yeah, no, there's going to be clothing damage. We'll set that to medium. Struggle damage severity. The watermark is in the way. Affects the types of damage outcomes from wildlife struggle, such as blood loss, clothing, etc. Oh, yeah, no, we'll set this one to medium. So that means this is the last one we're on. Struggle condition damage modifier. So even when set to high, there's a chance to take damage. Yeah, I'll keep this on medium, even though it kind of seems like a buff. Simply because, in real life, wolf attacks are all kinds of rare. Like, it's usually mother protecting pups or, trapped and injured, starving, something like that. There's no record whatsoever of a healthy wolf attacking a human being. That being said, if you treat a wolf like a large dog, and I mean large, because those things are bigger up close than you think, yeah, they're dangerous, but you can still do a good bit of damage against a dog, especially if you have a hunting knife or a hatchet. So we'll keep that on medium. Condition modifier. I want this lower. We'll just go medium with it. We'll go medium with it, and then this last one, wildlife attacks during rest. No, because does not apply to wildlife currently stalking you when you begin resting. Affects whether outdoor rest can be interrupted by wildlife attacks. No, because that would, as funny as it might be to go to bed outside for whatever reason, and then wake up at being attacked by a bear, that would still suck, because we might be resting to heal. So we'll leave that as is. And I think I'm happy with what we've got. And like I said, if that one gear modifier gets to be too much, you know what? I'm going to put this on low because I'm convinced that this was the one that gave me too much food. Yeah, this is the one that gave me too much food. Okay, so what you can do here is you can share the code, which I think will share the particular custom world you're using, or enter the code, which I would assume is the code that a code that you get from someone else. Because, The Long Dark is a good game, but it has no multiplayer. Not that it requires it to be entertaining. But there are other games out there that do this. Now, I would like to see a version of this game that does have multiplayer because I'd like to be able to do this with my friends, and we can we could co-op. I do prefer co-op survival games just because anyone who's ever played an online multiplayer game knows that people can just be jerks because they want to be jerks. And I don't know what stick crawls up these people's butts that makes them do this, but that's apparently how they decide to play the game. This is why I will not play MMOs where PvP is just a thing that happens as opposed to being optional. I'm the kind of person that will give World of Warcraft a good bit of flack because apart from just me personally not liking the game, there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm probably going to get into in the next video because I'm running out of time here. But, like, as much flack as I'll give that game, it at least makes the PvP optional. Like, the one time I was playing it, and I gave it a fair chance. I gave it 2 entire days. Days! Not 2 hours, 2 days. And, you know, some random person on whatever server I was on came up and said, hey, do you want a PvP? And I said, yeah, sure. Because he couldn't just start wailing on me, at least not at that time. You know, the way that you would in an MMO that's PvP today. You know, that's like PvE and PvE, the survival against the elements. So I'd rather do my survival multiplayer against the elements than against the other players. Because that's just more entertaining for me. It's less frustrating. And you don't have to worry about, you know, finding all the jerks in the world in one central location. So this is what we're going to start with. And let's I'm going to hate myself for clicking this random button. But we're going to click that random button. Alright, here we go. Season 3. With my luck, not much. But we have better starting conditions than we normally would. Okay, there's that wind variant. I can already hear it. Woo! Hey! We're on the coastal highway. Sweet! Okay, so I will see you guys in the next video so that we can go ahead and get ourselves established.